pressure to build on it.
Well, loading into game number one.
By just putting that ward there to kind of cut off the gank from Lee Sin. Right now his top side was Someday though, and
Flash for Flash's first blood over to Phoenix One as he gets right where he needs to be. Mike Young
have his flash, so might be on his own here.
He's got 3 Phoenix One members coming for him. Make it 4. Is he going to be the one starting this off? Tanking the turret aggro. Someday is just not healthy enough to survive that. And Phoenix One with a good rotation and a solid dive movement down towards this. And it looks like Phoenix One is going to acquire this one.
Especially since they have, let's see if we can see any of the recon or surprise plays come out.
Oh,
no!
There we go. Surprise, Ryu. Silence damage. Kaboom. Vlad grabbing the kill.
So Big was not level 6 yet, so back him up right now. They're in the jungle still, though. Too late.
Oh, that's the kind of combo that'll take you down no matter what. Dignitas abusing his vulnerable mid lane.
Eye on those really big crits. As soon as he does get, you know, Zeal item and stuff, this starts coming through. It's going to be more damage than the Blade build, but, oh, Keen gets stunned.
Keen in some trouble there. Stand United going to be keeping him alive as Zig makes a grand entrance into the fight as Someday grabs the kill into Mike Young, and Zig now finds himself caught between all 5 members of Dignitas. The damage pours through, and Keen's grabbing the kill.
Uh-oh, the defensive maneuvers here from Team Dignitas turn it right around on Phoenix One. Spells there, Ryu with just his ghost.
Ooh, Vlad in some trouble. Stand United comes in, but the heroic entrance will follow. Phoenix One have now cut off Dignitas between them and their base. Trying to chase after this, seeing if they can get onto Big. The damage comes through, and Ryu will just delete him with the ultimate.
That's one, and they've got another minion wave on the way, so they can return to the turret afterwards. Phoenix, remember that important Syndra flash that was used. And this Rakan with his flash available!
Oh, Someday off to the side. Dignitas, the initiation is botched, but now can they do anything else? They're gonna find the kick onto Arrow. Shrimp goes down, Arrow somehow still stays alive, and Dignitas has made some critical errors. Big over the wall to escape, but they barely miss out killing the enemy AD carry, and Shrimp suicides for nothing to keep Arrow living. 1-0 and 2 on this Ash, but now I think I spoke a little bit too soon, Kobe. They jump right back onto him. This time the damage is there. Big's going to be ulted by the Shen just to make sure that nothing bad happens on
for Phoenix One. You can see they're moving out as a team now, trying to regain some territory on the map, but Galio has to be close even to ult.
Damage coming in, knock up onto Ryu, who's going to be bursted low and taken down. Lod grabbing the kill as the damage continues, but Lod has now found himself killed off. Zig knocked up, Dig knocked up, Big knocked up into the air as Shrimp has to now retreat, and Dignitas has found themselves routed. The turnaround from Phoenix One as Someday's trying to stop this damage. The shutdown onto Mike Young. It's a 2-for-3. Keen and Someday, the last 2 remaining for Dignitas, will try to fight this out. Keen's got the damage, and Zig will fall, and the arrows will fly back into Dignitas' bodies. Arrow not quite going to be taunted up, but Keen is chasing this down. The laser doesn't find the mark. Someday is one hell of a big brick wall to try to get past, though. Taunt not finding its mark again. Keen continuing the chase, not quite with the damage, and there it is. Dignitas will ultimately come out on top.
During the replay, they're on the Baron, and here they go. No vision for Phoenix One.
Oh man, just what you were talking about, Kobe. You give away those vision lines.
From the Tide, and they basically were able to earn this Baron, but now
stun comes out onto Big, who's got to get himself back. Syndra ult not quite going to find the damage, the charm, the damage, the chain CC. Zig now finding himself bursted down. Keen going unstoppable as they find a double kill for their mid laner, and Dignitas will push 5v3. They save your teammates, and that costs Phoenix One.
I think that they should be the ones starting it off, though. Right now, Shen is actually in the base. They're going to have to force it.
Ooh, good stun there onto Keen. Big jumping into the fight. He's got the charms onto multiple people, but now they still got to try to disengage this one. Big getting himself killed. Dignitas backs away with the remaining members alive, but they're still buying time for Someday. The blue inhibitor respawns mid lane. The bottom lane one's still just going to get beat on with these Thunder Sticks.
Yeah, the problem with Titanic Hydra is it doesn't actually help you kill structures very quickly because the on-hit damage does not apply to structures. It's got a tiny bit of attack damage and you're mostly health.
Trying to get this as quick as possible. It's going to be a few more thumps.
That's why you don't see construction workers with Thunder Sticks.
Lod's going to come in there, though. He's got the tools to make this a bit scarier.
Yes, he does.
He'll join up with Someday, and these guys are not even worried about inhibitors anymore. They popped the Twitch ulti going for the Nexus turrets, And now all Keen and Shrimp have to do is stop the back. It's going to be GG for Dignitas. No fight will happen from this. Lod and Someday, two-man, will take down the Nexus. The damage comes first game, right? Because you've got Ryu and you've got Zig on champions that can rotate around the map and play the objective game in a really strong manner. You can wall people off from turrets and take them down. Phoenix 1 played an objective game.
To allow Kled to get his autos off to remount before I left.
Oh, but here comes the burst. I don't know if he'll get away in time. He won't. Shrimp's got the first blood.
See, you're not safe on Kled. It's like chocolate flavored.
Yeah, man.
Oh, Shrimp!
Shrimp in some trouble. Having to try to get himself away. The Galio comes into the fight. Shrimp now, what can they do? He's caught him between a rock and a hard place and a Talia, which means a lot more rocks. And Shady's the one grabbing the kill as Mike Young is stomped into the dirt before he can find the kill on to Keen. Zig makes his way into the fight with the TP. Someday now having to try to run, flash over the wall, but Zig is in hot pursuit. Keen tries to provide some covering fire, but it's not going to do it today. Phoenix 1 gets 2 for 1. Some kind of objective like that can change whether or not a play is good or bad, but now Ryu and Keen just slugging each other back and forth, blow for blow, as the rest of the teams come in looking to make the fight. Stuns out onto a couple different people. Shady and Arrow finding themselves in a spot to help Mike get the first kill, as Shrimp will also drop along with Keen. 2 dead on the side of Dignitas, looking to see if they can make it 3. Phoenix 1 sends in the cavalry charge, and Big is going to be roped up and brought down. Lod won't be able to do anything to save him.
Oh my goodness.
They're going to stick by this Rip Trail. This is not a set it and forget it, abandon it, and hit the one turret.
If you put your love into Rip Trail to protect... Oh!
But now the counterattack has come. The Galio knockup onto multiple people. Someday being forced to flash back, as Phoenix 1 will not be running away today. They turn the fight right back towards Dignitas, who now have to retreat. Health bar's critical. Big barely walking away from that one as Shady goes too deep. He misses the winner's bite and drops.
Oh, Shady all by himself. Nobody's with him. Now Someday's looking to clean up.
Someday wants to go over the wall if he can. A double kill there for Shrimp. Arrow's actually going to get away.
This was a hilarious turn of events.
And it just got goofier. Shrimp walked a bit too close. Honey Tank, baby. All sorts of a fiesta happening in that fight. Now we're going to see yet another one. The root and the lockdown onto Big seals his fate, and that's a freebie for Phoenix 1. Now Dignitas in retreat as P1 looks to make it even more. Lod locked down and beat up as Shrimp gets himself in a spot where he's not going to be doing a whole lot more. 2 for 2 so far. Someday in the middle of the fight. Arrow going to be taken very low. Shrimp still looking to find the kill. A triple kill, though, for Ryu as Shrimp gets himself killed. Only left alive. 1 versus 2. I don't know if it's going to work out too well today. Trying to get himself gone, but he is going nowhere but right back to the spawn platform.
Oh, he got it!
Pentakill for Ryu.
Holy man! A pentakill with Talia in a 5v5 mid-game where the gold is very, very
20
close.
minutes!
That is actually insane to be able to get that many last hits on a skill shot champion like that.
The wall's thrown down.
Dignitas.
Nope. Everything's fine. Just backing away for now. The charm out. This one's finding its way onto Arrow, who's going to be bursted down very quickly. Still alive for now. Not for long. See you later. Airborne, though. 2 members of Dignitas going to immediately be erased as the health bars continue to melt away. A double kill for Ryu will turn this into a 1 for 3.
All right, Zig's still on the chase as well. Doesn't have his ultimate, but he's right behind him.
Zig versus Big, and Mike Young's taking the kill credit.
Towards pentakill for Ryu, gets a couple more kills here. Still hasn't died in this game. Now he's legendary. Phoenix 1, they feint the bottom side.
Phoenix 1 with the bamboozle onto their opponents as Dignitas now mounts their counterattack. Zig immediately dismounted from Scarl, trying to make this fight happen, get right back up there. Legendary for Ryu, taking down Keen. The push continues, the charge is sounded. Zig's underneath the Nexus turrets, finding the burst, gets himself the damage, drops the aggro, and it's a clean ace for P1.
Oh man, they are not playing around. 25 minutes into the game, looking to end it and push it to game 3.
Manages to find their win and take us to the 3rd and final game. It's been Lee, it's been Elise, it's been Kha'Zix, but they just haven't found those windows quite the way they're looking for. Both teams have realized, hey, wait a second. This is really close.
All right, this is getting set up here. Big doesn't have flash, but he can still go on Arrow.
Shrimp trying to make the moves. Arrow being protected by Shady for now. The taunt comes in, the lockdown is there, and first blood goes over to Dignitas. They find the kill onto that enemy Kog'Maw. Shrimp backs himself away.
5-minute victory in game number 2 a lot of explosive kills. In the end here in game number 3, that doesn't really help there. Riftchild is spawned in the 5-on-5.
Riftchild shows up mid lane, rams his big ol' void head into that tier 1 turret. It's a female. Fine. Her big ol' head into the turret, looking to take that one down as the fight breaks out. The taunt comes through. It's going to be lots of damage onto Mike Young. And he and Someday are already both out of the fight. Shady's going to be following right down into the abyss. Tier 1 still alive as Kog'Maw's ulti barely going to miss onto Big. Ryu and Arrow continuing to force the issue here.
Turret. So low, but
so damn low, but they won't take it down.
Of the front line, and then getting Zig low enough that the Galio has a hard time moving up to it, but they're gonna press in on it anyway.
They throw down the miasma, the tier 1's gonna fall. They're putting a lot of damage onto Keen, who's taken down by Arrow. Dignitas now having to retreat away from this one. Low mana here on Arrow. Shrimp jumping in, he brings Someday with him, and Ryu is gonna be smacked down by the Thunder Sticks as the claws rend Arrow in half. Laud now looking for Zig, but bites off more than he can chew, and reinforcements arrive for both sides.
Turret, since Someday was still dead, and you know, if that's how the cooldown works out, then tough break. Here we go though, another initiation.
All right, they're turning it right back onto Phoenix 1, and Mike Young is taken down before he can do much of anything. Dignitas now with a 5v4. They expended a couple of resources. They won't be able to get the taunt now onto Zig further. But they're still thinking about it here off to the side.
Flash is available for Someday.
They're going for Arrow if they can. They won't quite find him just yet. The Cassiopeia ultimate comes out. Someday still going to be on that front line trying to tank it up. Spirit's Refuge dodging away from the auto attacks. Shrimp's going to be zoning Ryu, putting the damage onto him with that Kha'Zix. Jumping in, a little bit more will do it, and that is a big fight going the way of Dignitas.
And Baron is
Dignitas, but not low enough to keep them away from this objective. They will be taking this down very, very rapidly. Mike Young can't get in there in time. Shady trying to do anything. Up will waste no time starting up Baron number 2. They've got Cassiopeia and a Varus with Blade of the Ruined King, along with a Kha'Zix. They melt this very, very quickly, but they don't want to take the 50-50. Instead, they're going to be turning the fight around with a taunt into a grounded. Shrimp's finding the kill onto Shady as Phoenix 1 will look to turn this around if they can. Shrimp with the jump over off to the side, staying alive. Dignitas gets themselves a 1-for-0, and the fight's going to fade.
They did get a lot of damage onto Shrimp. Number 2, they like to be more than just happy with some performances in some games. So they actually want to get wins on the board. Very low health for him. He needs to get it back off of something. They're not giving him any time though. Baron is started out. They're putting it down so quickly.
Dignitas will not give Mike the opportunity to build that HP pool back up to where it needs to be as the knockup comes in. The charm is out, the damage is through, but the knockback onto Shrimp, and now the fight's gonna be going full force as Someday is taken low, Shrimp is taken down, and the fight has gone the way of P1 so far. Zig grabbing the taunt onto 2 people, but Phoenix 1 is critically low in terms of health. Laud looking to make the snipe, almost finds Shady.
No members of Phoenix 1 are down, but Someday went back to base again to the fountain and is teleporting back out onto the field.
It's gonna be Zig and Ryu and Arrow trying to stop this. You've still got Mike Young and Shady back, making their way towards it as fast as they can. Baron taken low, but now peeled off of. Zig having to retreat from the rest of Dignitas as they have to be careful about this collapse. Laud is down to half HP. The Chains of Corruption out onto Arrow, but the taunt is there, and Laud is going to be forced to flash over the wall. The damage onto Big as Keen is taken low, but finds the kill onto Arrow before he goes. It's a 1-for-1 in the fight so far, but Dignitas is still in retreat here. Laud going to be forced out to the side. Mike Young grabbing the kill onto Big. Laud still going to be chased down. Into the back line goes Someday, trying to find the kill onto Ryu. Shady's still going to be taken low too. Shrimp into the back line with the kill onto that Mage. Takes down the MVP from game 2, and now looks for more. Can they find the damage onto Mike Young? I think they can. A double kill for Laud. Zig's going to be going down, and the ace for Dignitas.
2 men left standing after all of that. But the damage isn't there for the re-engage. Shrimp comes back off of dying onto the field, able to clean up the extra kills and focus on the DPS members. Flash out there on the backside though. Let's get back to live gameplay.
We don't even have time,
baby.
We're already on to Elder Drake as Dignitas Blessed with the Baron, now seeking blessing number 2. The charm comes out, but it's only onto the front line. Lod secures the Elder Drake for the side of Team Dignitas, but Big has already been taken down. The wall will separate Keen from the rest of the team, and the isolation rockets will slow down Phoenix 1 as they attempt to chase towards Dig. Health bar's low enough, taking damage from that Elder Drake burn. Phoenix 1 doesn't want to chase into this any longer. Not
have a tremendous advantage in just pure DPS.
Here we go. They are not willing to stop. They're going to find the taunt onto 2. The fight's breaking out. Lod firing in the arrows into the middle of the fight. Phoenix 1 with the defensive option for now. Gargoyle Stoneplate there onto the chin. Shrimp grabbing the kill onto Shady as Big is brought down in retaliation. Arrow is going to be bug food as he is splattered onto the ground along with Phoenix 1's dreams of winning this game. And Dig will go to 4-1.
Oh my goodness, what a way to end the series here. And Team Dignitas are going to be able to take it. Ryu fighting for the Nexus turrets though.
He's trying, but what are you going to do? He doesn't have that massive gold advantage like he did in game number 2. Keen will find the ace.
Holy moly, and Lod, Keen, and Someday left alone with the Nexus.
Dignitas has to fight for it. Big is just...
What else are you going to do when you're looking at your death timers?
You're just...
Casual.